switch here. We want to flip it to, this guy here. If you guys can notice,
What?
I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but that's the Philadelphia Eagles' disgusting general manager. And
Mm.
before I get a lot of hate on that, I just want to tell you,
You piece of
I
Swiss
get,
cheese.
I get it. He won us a Super Bowl. Let me give you a reality check. That was 3 years ago. I want anybody on this airways right now to go on DM us on Instagram at the Philly Experience Podcast. Tell me one move that Howie Roseman's made that's been a positive impact on this team in the last 2 years. Just give me one. Give me one example. I guarantee you, it'll take you forever to find one because he hasn't given us one positive thing to look at. It's been turmoil situation after turmoil situation. And now we've taken our franchise quarterback, who just a couple years ago was going to lead this team to the Super Bowl. And now, after 12 games, 12 games. Now, don't get me wrong. He was the worst quarterback in football last year. But 12 games, you invest how many millions of dollars in this guy, and now you want to kick him out of town for an unproven rookie? I just don't understand it. I just don't understand. I've had Carson Wentz's back through this whole process. I'm not pounding the table over here saying we have to keep Wentz. I get it. His poor season last year was atrocious, but he's getting a bad hand. And another thing, people are coming out in the media saying, listen, Carson Wentz is being a bad teammate. There's rumors upon rumors of him in the locker room. People can't get along with him. He's got a big ego and things like that. We're not behind closed doors. We don't know. But my 2 cents on this whole situation is there's a problem in the front office, and not only that, but the ownership that's bigger than Carson Wentz himself.
I can agree with that. But my thing is this, though, just to piggyback on what you said about Carson Wentz, he doesn't help his case when he doesn't say anything. He hasn't said anything since he's gotten benched. Damn it, say something. Say something. At least Jalen Hurts has said something. He said the generic quarterback thing that he's going to take this offseason to be better. All right. Say something, damn it. All right. Please. I am begging you. As a matter of fact, John Clark, all right, he put out that Jalen Hurts is going to take some of the receivers to Texas and start working with them, working with your damn receivers. Do something.
Not his receivers anymore, T.
That's the question here, guys, because, listen, Jalen Hurts going down to Texas, I get it. You want to work on listen, when Greg Ward's your second best receiver on the team, don't even waste the gas in the plane to go down to Texas. It's pointless. They're all terrible.
Wow.
They're all terrible.
This guy's a competitor. He's not going to just give up.
You're terrible. Jalen Reagor was basically a nobody last year. I don't want to rip on the rookie because, he had an injury that kept him out a lot of weeks. But we should have Justin Jefferson at this point, man. We just should have him. I know I don't want to harp on the past here, but we should have Justin Jefferson. I don't want to have to sit here and hope, oh, God, please, Jalen Reagor, be something good in the future. I don't want to see that. I just want to have the stud on my team. It's just frustrating.
This can't be a knock against Jalen Hurts at all. He doesn't have the phone call to change up the team, to add wide receivers. Like, he's a rookie. He only played 3.5 games on the Eagles. This is on him. He's going to work.
Jalen Hurts.
Next, this is exactly what we're looking for on the Eagles: leadership. Jalen Hurts doesn't care who's on the team. What he cares about is getting that work in, going to Texas, working with these guys, building chemistry. All right, that's how he's going to be the best he can. And he doesn't care. Obviously, Carson Wentz cares. He cares what the fans think. You can't be in Philadelphia and care what these Philadelphia fans think. It goes back to the fans even booing balls. Ron Jaworski booed. Every player on the Philadelphia Eagles was booed. Santa Claus was booed. All right, snowballs were thrown at him. You have to have tough skin. You have to have a hard shell if you're going to be on the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's what Carson Wentz doesn't have. All right, we heard that he takes critiques, coaches, players give him critiques on what he needs to do. He doesn't care. He says he's still going to do what he does. He's still going to throw the ball where he wants to throw. In the huddle, he changes up the plays. Now, what this whole situation doesn't make sense is what's Howie Roseman thinking? All right, he's looking for 2 first-round picks. He's offered this is what I think Howie Roseman is thinking, actually. I'm just going to go try to be Howie Roseman right here. He's going to have a super high asking rate, and inside of his head, he's like, well, obviously, we're not going to get 2 first-round picks. I'm thinking maybe just 2 second-round picks, and he's going to make teams outbid themselves. He doesn't expect getting 2 first-round picks. That's not realistic for Carson Wentz. No ball security. All these interceptions he threw. Look at the stats in his last season. We have no leverage. The Eagles have no leverage to trade Carson Wentz, but Howie Roseman wants them to think he does. Howie Roseman's going to throw out a goal of 2 first round picks so he can meet someone in the middle. All right. He's going to think that, oh, that team got a good trade, when in reality, the Eagles are going to get a good trade. Now, to me, the Colts are the most realistic trade in this. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know where you guys think. Tell us, where do you think Carson Wentz should go?
Well, first and foremost, I definitely agree with you with the sentiment that, this everything that's happened up to this point has stemmed from Howie Roseman. All right.
You dumbass.
That Howie Roseman is the main culprit behind all of this. He drafted Jalen Hurts, which created this quarterback controversy. Mind you, we were only a year removed from, getting rid of Nick Foles and that quarterback controversy. All right. He created this issue. You could have took that second round pick. You could have got some help on the defense. You could have drafted Jeremy Chin. You didn't. You drafted Jalen Hurts. Now, not to say, obviously, it looks like it's about to work out at least a little bit, but now there's rumors coming out that there's potential that they're going to draft a damn quarterback with the 6th overall pick. Are you bleeping kidding me? Another one? Shoot. As a matter of fact, I just got a report that said they're going to be at Trevor Lawrence's pro day. Are you kidding me right now? Another damn quarterback? We need some damn playmakers on this team, not another quarterback.
That's my point. That wants to lead me to my point, because quarterback's not the issue on this team. There's bigger problems, and I don't think that having Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts on this team come September is going to make a damn difference whether we win 12 games, whether we win 6 games, whether we win 4 games. It's not going to matter.
It does if you get some damn defensive players and some damn playmakers on this team. It makes a whole lot of a difference.
Why are you going to eat this $34 million? You weren't even going to eat Alshon Jeffrey's $12 million last year. Why the hell would you go out and eat $33, $34 million? Keep Carson Wentz on this team. They're not going to get any better having Hurts start next season. What is the benefit of having Jalen Hurts start? The guy's a rookie. I have no hate against Jalen Hurts in this situation. He's just a player doing his job, and I love it. The tenement on the podium, he's been great in front of the podium. The leadership, I get it. But is this team, you're going to sit here and tell me, is this team better with Wentz gone next year than Hurts? You can't stamp that into reality right now.
Max, it's not about being better. It's not about being better. It's the fact that Carson Wentz wants out, and that's period, point blank. Carson Wentz wants out.
He hasn't come out and said a single word that he wants out. The words never came out of his mouth. There's rumor after rumor after rumor. I get it. Good sources after good source after good source. Don't get me wrong. But as Carson Wentz come out and said, I request a trade. Deshaun Watson, we've heard more from his own mouth than we have Carson Wentz's. He's the one that's come out and said things back and forth. Again, he never said, I want to demand a trade out of Houston. But he came out and at least spoke about it, and rumors came out about this. He's not answering phone calls and things like that. Carson Wentz hasn't said a single word.
Okay, Max, watch this, though. Then why are there rumors spreading around about Russell Wilson when he's going to trade, and Russell Wilson hasn't requested a trade?
About it. That's why he just spoke about it the other day. He came out and spoke to the media, and he was on the Dan Patrick show and talking about what his frustrations are with the fact that he's getting hit 1 billion times a year. That's why Carson Wentz is jacked up in North Dakota, wherever, somewhere. He's not on social media. He's not coming out. He's not saying a single word. He's more focused on his charity, and God bless him for that. I understand it, but that's basically all he's come out and done on social media is charity work, which is fine. But in the middle of this situation, it's kind of bad timing.
I agree with you. It is bad timing. I agree with you, but once again, we're getting away from the fact that all of this stems from Howie Roseman. As a matter of fact, people have said that he's on good terms with Nick Sirianni. He's on good terms with Jeffrey Lurie. The only person that he's not talking to is Howie damn Roseman. All right. There's a common denominator in this situation. No, I can't blame him. All right. I've waited for 4 damn years for you to surround me with some damn talent. All right. My first year, I had a no hands catching Nelson Aguilar. I had a 6'5" supposed phenom who turned out to be a pile of dust in Dorial Green Beckham. And I had Jordan Matthews. That's all I had in my first year. And they weren't worth a damn. All right. And then in my 3rd year, when I come back, my receivers are getting older. They're slower. They're more injured. And then in the next year, you still fail to do anything to help me out in terms of playmakers. I'm getting smacked up all the time. I don't blame Carson Wentz not one little bit for being mad at Howie Roseman, because Howie Roseman is the main person who did this in the first place to this franchise. And now we're going to be in hell for the next 2-3 years trying to rebuild this team.
Right, Max. I want to add to your point about Carson Wentz not going out and saying that he wants to be traded. He didn't come out and say that he wants to work with Nick Sirianni. He didn't come out and say that he didn't argue against all these rumors. Now, I have some insight of Carson Wentz. I got to see him speak over here at Penn Ridge. He came and he spoke to a couple of us fans and he did a signing. But one thing that he did speak about that I remember is that he doesn't pay attention to social media. He doesn't turn on the sports radio. He doesn't listen to any of that. He hunts to clear his mind and he puts his phone away. He doesn't care about all this going on. So we can argue that Carson Wentz, okay, he says he doesn't want to be traded. We don't know what's being said between Carson Wentz and the staff on the Eagles. But the point is, he didn't say that he wants to work with Nick Sirianni. He's not the one working with the wide receivers. Jalen Hurts is. And I also want to bring up the numbers of this trade. Now, a team acquiring Carson Wentz is taking on a $98.4 million salary. And if Carson and the Eagles will be eating a $34.5 million dead cat, it's ridiculous. It's not realistic. I don't know what this team's going to do, but they're in a terrible situation. It's awful any way you look at it.
And to follow up with, what you said about the cap hit, mind you, they're trying to get rid of this. They're trying to get rid of Carson Wentz with this $34 million dead money. Get this. Should this go through, and it probably will go through, this is going to be the biggest dead money cap hit in the history of the NFL. That tells you how fractured this situation is.
Well, I want to get one more point here from everybody before we wrap this thing up. I'm going to start with the fact that the most recent rumors we all know is 2 second-round picks, a third or fourth from the Colts for Carson Wentz, when we all thought originally, at least from Adam Schefter and other reporters, that the Eagles are expecting back a Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford package, which clearly at this point doesn't look like it's going to happen. So my thought is in all this, and I'll make this my last point before I throw it to everybody else here and get your last reactions, is that if Carson Wentz wants out, he wants out, and we get rid of him. I understand that. The expectation for me, I'm not expecting us to win. And it's not only because we have a lack of talent. Even if we had some talent surrounding Jalen Hurts, say we had a number one receiver, say we had another number one corner, I'm not going to sit here and tell you this team's going to go out there and win a division or be even a wild card team, because I still am not buying into Jalen Hurts. And I think too many people are. And I think too many people are sitting here willing him to give him the benefit of the doubt and be able to ride him as not only this season, but as a franchise guy. I'm willing to go and say, listen, I think he's a good, nice guy. I think he could develop into a solid quarterback. But is he the guy of the future here? I think everybody needs to pump their brakes with that.
But that's the thing, though.
Yeah, Matt. But that's not a thing we need to focus on right now. No. We don't need to focus on the quarterback. We need to focus about getting this situation taken care of. If Carson Wentz really doesn't want to play here and he doesn't want to do that quarterback competition in the offseason, then he needs to be off the team. And the positions we need to focus on is, as T mentioned, wide receiver and this secondary. Darius Slay can't cover the whole field. I mentioned time and time again, Darius Slay got injured almost every game. And that's just not going to help out the Eagles secondary when now we don't have Darius Slay either. Who do we have now?
Exactly.
Well, Darius Slay, listen, let me tell you something about Darius Slay. He didn't have the best season last year either. We're talking about Darius Slay, he's a shutdown guy. He didn't have his best season, but I understand your point. I get it. He can only cover one half of the field. But I understand the headaches here and the situation has to be cleared out as Carson Wentz is the issue right now. And if he wants to be out of here, get out and we'll start fresh. But my thought process is the guys in charge are still the guys in charge. This doesn't matter. Carson Wentz doesn't matter in all this. He really doesn't. If he's here, he's here. If he's not, he's not. Carson Wentz doesn't matter. People are just so invested in the trade destinations, what we're going to get back. And I get it. As fans, of course, you want to see what the packages are. But at the end of the day, no one gives a damn about Carson Wentz being in an Eagle uniform or not. The guys we care about are the guys in charge. And if Carson Wentz is gone and Jalen Hurts is the guy, fine. Oh, let's go. Jalen Hurts, I'm fine with it. Fine, giving the guy an opportunity. But at the end of the day, we could go out in this draft upcoming in this year. Oh, Devontae Smith here? Nah, let's skip him and take a bust. That's my issue because of the fact that there's no track record of draft success here in recent years. He's only drafted one Pro Bowl in the last 5 years, and it's the guy that he wants to get out of town. That's Carson Wentz. So even if Jalen Hurts is the nicest guy ever and he develops into a great quarterback and he can be that leader of the future, the guys drafting this team, defensive especially, I don't have any confidence in. So therein lies my issue. It's not a Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz issue. It's the bigger picture.
Max, here's the thing though. In terms of your argument for Carson Wentz, look, it's about action. All right. Actions speak louder than words. Jalen Hurts has stepped up and actually said something. Carson Wentz has not. Jalen Hurts is stepping up and saying, hey, receivers, I'm going to fly you down here. We're going to work on some stuff. Carson Wentz is hunting. Mind you, listen, I don't care what you do in the offseason. I don't. All right. That's up to the player's discretion. However, the fact that Jalen Hurts has stepped up, even though he is a rookie, even though he is this young guy, that speaks multiple volumes more than what Carson Wentz has done over the past 4 or 5 years that he's been here. That's my issue with Carson Wentz. All right. I don't have a problem with him hunting. I don't have a problem with him, not saying anything. I don't have an issue with those things. It looks bad, but I don't have an issue with those things. However, your actions has ramifications. All right. Your actions always come back. All right. Come back full circle. Case in point right here. Jalen Hurts has stepped up and been a leader for this team, is stepping up and being a leader for this team. Carson Wentz is not. Regardless of the fact that, the rumors going around that they're trying to trade you, guess what? You're still a quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. Be a damn leader.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an obvious. The Eagles, they can't be a better team if you have this guy still making the decisions for drafting. And if you don't know who your quarterback is, how are you going to plan the draft? How are you going to decide who to draft if you don't know who your quarterback is, if you don't know who's leading this team? It just doesn't make sense at all. And we can get into these trade candidates of the other team, like the Chicago Bears. I think this is a really ridiculous rumor with trading Carson Wentz to the Chicago Bears. You get a draft pick. You get Nick Foles back in return. Of course, Tyreek Cohen, he would be great to have on the Eagles. But what doesn't make sense to me is why bring Nick Foles in to back to the Eagles and Jalen Hurts say he does bad. Yeah, more drama. And also, you're sending Carson Wentz over to Chicago. Those fans aren't the nicest fans either. It'll be the same situation if he can't take critique. And then there you go. You get the whole staff on the Chicago Bears fired too if it doesn't work out. It just doesn't make sense to me.